Are you looking for a mortgage with no down payment and no closing costs? Well, Bank of America recently came out with a possible solution for you. Bank of America is now offering zero down mortgages with no closing costs for first-time home buyers in certain Hispanic and Black neighborhoods. This program is designed to chip away at inequality in the housing market. And the program is called the Community Affordable Loan Solution. Now, one of the questions a lot of people are going to ask is, what is a first-time home buyer? While Bank of America didn't state directly, typically speaking, a first-time home buyer is someone that hasn't purchased a home in the last 3 years. So you could have been a homeowner in the past and not owned a home over the last, say, 10 years, and now you're looking to buy a home again. Typically, they would allow that. In that case, you should be considered a first-time home buyer. Now, one of the cool things about this particular program is that there's no minimum credit score requirement required, and there's also no mortgage insurance. Typically, when you buy a home and you put less than 20% down, you're going to have mortgage insurance on that loan. Well, with this Community Affordable Loan Solution, there is no mortgage insurance, but there are some additional guidelines that you're going to have to meet in order to qualify for this loan. And that's exactly what we're going to dive into in today's video. My name is Jeb Smith. I'm a real estate broker here in Southern California. My channel is all about real estate, so do me a favor, if you find any value in today's video at all, hit that like button. Feel free to subscribe to the channel to stay updated on everything real estate related. So instead of a traditional credit score, home buyers are going to be evaluated on their history of making timely payments for things like rent, car payments, cell phone payments, and even auto insurance. And the other thing to keep in mind with this program is that it's only rolling out in 5 cities to start, which include predominantly Black and Hispanic neighborhoods in Dallas, Detroit, Charlotte, Los Angeles, and Miami. Now, if you're out there wondering, if you're in another city, can you qualify? Well, my understanding is that basically the program is only designed for these census designated markets to start. So it's probably going to roll out there, see how the program works, and if it's effective, they're likely to roll it out to more cities. And again, the reason they're doing this program is to fight the inequality in housing. Currently, there's about a 30% disparity between white homeowners and Black homeowners, with the white homeownership rate currently sitting at about 72%, whereas Black homeowners are currently sitting around 43%, with Hispanic homeownership falling somewhere in the middle around 51%. Now, while the program is designed to help Black and Hispanics become homeowners, you don't actually have to be Black or Hispanic to qualify, so just keep that in mind. Eligibility is actually based off income and home location. Now, they're not really clear about either one of those, how much income you need. I'm sure there's some sort of debt to income ratio that you're going to have to meet in order to qualify for this loan, which means how much income you make versus how much monthly debt you have. And they don't really lay out the guidelines of what that is in order to meet it. So I can't get super specific for you and tell you how much income you need to qualify versus debt, but just keep in mind, if you make, very, very little income, there's a really good chance that you're probably not going to qualify for this program. Now, how this program works is Bank of America is essentially going to give you a grant for the down payment. This is money that wouldn't be required to be paid back. And on top of that, the property has to be owner occupied. So in theory, this is an idea of how it would work. They would give you up to 3% to put down on a property to purchase it. So let's just say you're buying a $300,000 property. That's a $9,000 down payment needed up front. Well, Bank of America will give you up to $15,000 depending on your area. It's somewhere between $10,000 and $15,000 for that down payment. So that money would go towards the down payment. And then on top of that, they would give you up to $7,500 towards the closing costs. So essentially, you could show up at the closing table with no money to put down. And with that said, there's a lot of people out there giving Bank of America slack because they're saying that this type of program is going to lead to another housing crash, right? Home buyers having no skin in the game, coming in with very little money down. What happens if home prices move sideways, move down, and now they're underwater on these properties? Well, they're just going to walk away, and it's going to create this cascading effect that it did last time. Well, Bank of America says they are using resources to essentially make sure that the homeowners, the home buyers, have the willingness and the ability to repay that loan. loan in those circumstances. Now, they can't prevent it from happening, but they're just trying to make sure that the applicants, the people that actually qualify for this program and go through it, have the ability to repay the loan. And one way they're doing that is by making prospective buyers actually complete a home buying certification, a seminar, if you will, to complete a home buyer certification course to make sure they understand the program, how it works, and to make sure they're ready to buy. Now, I realize there's a lot of questions out there that you probably have if you're interested in this program. It is new. It just released about a week ago. So there's a lot of unknowns in exactly how the program is going to work, how many people are going to qualify for it. Now, keep in mind, Bank of America in the past has done something similar. They actually work with NACA. If you're familiar with NACA, if you're not, there's a video here taking you to a video that I talk about NACA in a little bit more detail. But in the other programs that they have out there, they've helped about 36,000 families get into home ownership through similar programs. And the reason I bring this up is because I think it's important to know that not everyone out there that wants to buy a house is going to be able to purchase one. Not everyone is going to qualify. Not everyone is going to meet the guidelines that they have in place to qualify for this program. Now, I mentioned 36,000 families. If they helped another 36,000 families by doubling what they've done in the past, that's a huge accomplishment for Bank of America. But that leaves a lot of people out there that would be interested in this program unable to purchase a home. So just understand, just because you want to buy a house and maybe you meet some of these guidelines, it still may not work out for you just based on the way the program's designed. And in my experience of nearly 20 years in this business, I've seen a lot of these programs come out. They look really good on paper, and then they become very difficult to qualify for. Kind of like NACA that I mentioned earlier in the video. It's a great program. It seems like, the ideal program to be able to buy a house, but then when you go through the process, it's difficult, right? It's not as easy as they make it sound. And I would imagine this program is probably going to be pretty similar. So understand, make sure you have patience through the program, and understand that not everyone is going to qualify. But one thing I will say to start with, and not to be pessimistic, but if you haven't been making your rent payments on time, your auto insurance payments on time, all of your bills on time, then you're probably not going to qualify, right? That's one of the key indicators of being able to qualify for this program, is being able to make your payments on time and show proof of that. So just keep that in mind when going through the process. And the last thing to keep in mind with this particular program is that you're going to be somewhat limited on the type of home that you can buy, right? Because they're only giving you 3% for the down payment up to $15,000. That would mean that the most home you'd be able to buy is, say, $500,000, which is a lot of house. But for anybody looking to purchase more than that, then this might not be the program for you. But understand that $15,000 is only designated for some of those markets that I mentioned. Other markets, the maximum is $10,000, which means that the most home you'd be able to buy is about $300,000. So if you're looking around at your market and what you're looking for in a home is significantly more than that, then it's possible that this program isn't designed for you. So with all of that said, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put a link in the description below where you can actually get more information on this program. There's a phone number there to call Bank of America if you're interested in trying to qualify for this program. Now, if you don't qualify for this program and you still want to try to get qualified for a loan, do me a favor. There's also a link below to get in touch with a lender who can guide you through that process. Also, there's a link for a first-time home buyer course to guide you through the process of home ownership. This is something I took the time to do. It's over 50 modules in this course, and it will guide you through the entire process of buying a house. So make sure you check that out. The last thing I'll say is Bank of America is taking the right steps to help solve the problem. I don't believe this program is the end-all, be-all to helping certain demographics become home ownerships, but it is a step in the right direction.